Welcome back to another episode, everybody. Today's is going to be a bit of a shorter episode just to a little bit of a lack of time. My schedule has been all over the place, but I did still want to leave you guys with something that's just been rattling around my brain a little bit, and that has to do with the difference between happiness and joy, which is something that I've kind of been exploring a little bit more deeply recently, because the more I look around, the more I find colleagues and friends talking about this pursuit for happiness, whereas I really think that our trajectory and our mindset should be shifted to pursuing a life full of joy. Because in my mind, happiness is more of a current emotion, or in other words, a state of being that is kind of fleeting, right? Happiness is contingent on external circumstances or something that occurs in a present moment, whereas joy, on the other hand, is something that's deeply intrinsic to your personality, your current state, let's say. And joy is so much more than just a pleasant feeling. It's the true feeling of gratefulness and presence in a given moment. And it's something that can really help enhance our lives, especially in times of struggle. And there is a very distinct difference, like I said. So joy and happiness are related but distinct emotional states. And happiness is often associated with the sense of contentment or well-being, but joy is more intrinsic and a transient feeling, something that kind of flows through your whole body and kind of elevates your day, or it could be longer than a day too. Like a life full of joy is a life truly at peace and at bliss with oneself. And now, cultivating joy is something that I wanted to highlight a little bit because it can be a beautiful and powerful coping mechanism in the face of hardships. And this has to be an active practice. You have to actively look for the little things that you can be grateful for, despite of current situations and despite anything that might be going wrong or that might be challenging or hard in your life. And this is really key to being able to develop and just be a happy person, right? Nobody wants to sit around feeling sorry for themselves or constantly in a state of hardship and stress and whatever. But it helps tremendously when we can take a minute, take a step back, and appreciate the little things, regardless of how hectic life might be going on around us. And this is something that I wanted to highlight in terms of practicing gratitude, because gratitude is in fact the key tool for cultivating joy. And when we can take some time aside every day to acknowledge just the littlest of things, like I said, regardless of the hectic noise going on around you, just the little things, the wind on your face, the taste of your first morning coffee, the smile that you gave your stranger, all of that is cultivating joy. Obviously, this is very deeply interconnected with mindfulness. So we've already had a little talk on mindfulness. So I'll just guide you to that in one of my previous episodes. But like I said, this is definitely a topic I want to revisit in more depth. But this is something that I just wanted to kind of get out there because it was really rattling around, So yeah, I also kind of wanted to highlight a little bit about something that I was thinking after listening to a podcast featuring Colin O'Brady. For those who don't know, Colin is a world record holder in probably some of the most extreme stunts or exhibits of human endurance imaginable. He summited the highest mountains or the peaks of the highest mountains in every continent in under 6 months. He solo hiked the entire Antarctic continent by himself, pulling a 375-pound sled that had all his food and everything that was barely enough to survive. He's also solo rowed a paddle boat across the Drake Passage, which is known as the most hostile stretch of water known to man, where in fact cruise ships have even sank as recently as 2010. So no joke. But he really deeply said something that resonated with me, and that's the fact that we are all too quick to fall into the routine of just having very mediocre days. And I think one of the reasons that this might happen is due to a lack of joy, because when you don't take time to appreciate the little things throughout each day, every day can just feel like mundane and repeat. And the more I dwelled on this, the more I realized, like, even looking back a week, 2 weeks, let alone 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, there are days where I can't even, they don't even register. They haven't imprinted because there was nothing that relevant about the day. But I do know that those moments, those days where I've actually taken the time to sit and journal, talk about what I'm grateful for, really be in my own element, in my moment, those are the days that actually leave an imprint and I can remember and recall. So I just wanted to leave you guys with the following. Please take the effort to practice the joy in the little things in life. I promise that it will really make an impact in extending and expanding the joy that comes out of life. And I also really think that we should all take a more active effort in making us feel like we're actually living, that we're actually alive, you know? I feel like it's way too easy that we all fall into the pattern of just, one foot after the other, next thing after the next, job after job, task after task. But this is how we get stuck in this area of just complacency. Nothing changes because, nothing's that bad. But we have to embrace a little bit of struggle, find the joy in it, and that is what really excels our quality of life. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. That's everything I have for you today. I cannot wait to catch you in the next one. So please like, favorite, share if you enjoyed this episode, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.